Hello there. Welcome back to something new. This is Sharon here again, and today I'd just like to talk about people. I don't mean talk about people like talk people business. I mean, I'm talking about the narcissistic people, or should I call them demons, or whomever is working behind the mask. Because, even people that you know, that start performing narcissistic activities are unrecognizable to you. Do you understand? Even somebody that you've known, that you've grown with, somebody you've known for years, you'd be looking at them after you realize that there's a narcissistic situation happening and you can barely recognize that person, right? So, with what I'm going through, right, there's been so many years that have passed where the narcissists or narcissistic people have gone through my life, right? And it seems like while you just going on with your life, just getting things together, knowing yourself, growing, right? The narcissistic thing that is running these people, they attack you, in all forms. We don't even have to say, you could just think it up because that's the problem with people is like they don't trust themselves enough to imagine, right? So they have done so many things across so many different scales, right? Even down to kidnapping. So and when they're executing these things, they have a outcome that they would want. They would want you to get all frizzled and all, out of pocket, right? And that's the whole plan. And for me, I've never really gone out of pocket, right? So I don't know what the narcissist is thinking, or are they completely depending on the fact that they can come in while you sleep? They call it spiritual work. Come in and sleep and drug you, tranquilize you, and use you like a puppet. And you wake up, you don't even know what happened, right? Especially if your third eye is not open and stuff, you don't even know what happened because it happened to me, right? And I'm saying because some people be like, "Oh, you're so stupid," but I would never say that to somebody because I'm not a stupid person, right? It's just that you're not understanding that, like I didn't understand that there were so many tricks that were pulled, right? I only caught on way in the 2019, started to catch on a little bit, right, to what's going on. But before that, I could say that I knew things, but I never knew it was such on a big scale. You know what I mean? I was, a lot of times I say, oh, that's strange. But now I'm like, oh, that wasn't strange at all. That was another tactic from the narcissist. They don't have nothing better to do. And if some people are unfortunate like myself, you will see that there was a whole bunch of different groups. There weren't just one, right? Because at first I was thinking, oh, okay, there's one. Because I know I made a complaint on a certain set of demons, right? And then after that is when my eyes started to open because I can see some very obvious things, right? But then it turned out that there's just a lot of people that when they see someone, I guess, I don't know, well, there's all kinds of reasons for them to attack you, and most of all, it's money. And then when they use you to do things, right? And they want to collect the money. So you have to be very careful about how you feel when you watch the previous videos, or should I say, the previous shorts that I have put out that kind of give you an idea. There's plenty other things, right? But because I find that even though explaining these things, sometimes there is a medical condition, I guess, to explain certain things. So that's why you don't hear me come out with more videos on more things that say, well, this points to direct spiritual work, right? I can only speak from myself and with myself because as I have no medical conditions. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have any kind of mental issues. I have just have no issues. And I went through that whole all of my life. Like, you know, even raising my children, I have no issues, right? And now in my time and my age, I still don't have issues. I really don't have memory issues. I kind of have selective memory where I want to remember something, then I'll go and remember it, right? But what I'm saying is the narcissist has been working for so many years, so on so many timelines, right? That even if you catch one thing, you'll still be, once you catch that one thing, you'll be catching things over and over and over and over again. And the narcissist has their way of collecting funds and making sure that you get any. As in my situation, they'll clean you the hell out. They don't care if you eat or you don't eat. So never look at somebody that you think is narcissistic and expect any help from them, you know? There's mostly more covert narcissists than there are regular human beings. Like covert narcissists, like everybody's running a game. They're all running a game. They cannot function like myself and the rest of the good people on this earth because I cannot sit and think that I'm the only one that wake up in a day and think about only the things that you would like to accomplish in life, right? And not what the narcissist is thinking about. Oh, that person has money, or maybe they're going to eat, or maybe they'll buy some new clothes or something. Narcissist doesn't want that in any form because they're ill. Like the narcissists that I know of, they're ill, right? Narcissists will try to deflect and reflect their sickness onto you. They will openly, you will openly know and see them as having a psychosis, and at the same time, they're trying to challenge your sanity while they're having a psychosis. You understand? The narcissistic behavior is a sickness. It is definitely a sickness. And first, it starts out as choice, but then it becomes a sickness, right? An obsession, a sickness, even in their tone, in their behaviors, in their regular day-to-day interactions with people. If you watch them, they're having a delusional psychosis, right? You can actually open your mouth and say a sentence, and the narcissist is not even going to process that you just said it, and they're going to repeat it to you, right? As long as it's a good point or a point that they need to make if they're ecopraxic or a copycat. They're just definitely delusional, obsessive, and what do you call self-neglecting? Um, Definitely they're not prioritizing the things that they should, and they're completely blind to their own flaws. right? So these narcissists will wake up in the day and think about how to heal you, you know, if you know what I mean, with their shoes heel. They will kidnap you and assault you with their shoes heel. Right. Tekatai. And, and they will try and drag you when they're dragging their ass that they filled like a cushion, right? So they're dragging their backside and they want to come and drag you. You understand? And they come in with their pow, 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 pow. You know what I mean? And there are other ones, that think they're so muscular and so brown and nice, and they think they're all nice, walking around committing all kind of soul crimes. Then there are ones that are so arrogant, racist. They're racist in another way. It's not like you're like, oh, look at that white girl over there. No, they call people like chocolate covered shit, and then they call people like all kinds of undercover, covert ways of talking, saying things that they want to get out, and they're online, they're having their psychosis, they have issues. You understand? If you can get up, listen, how weird these people are. I know this is like a broad, you know, scope of things, right? But you have to think along that level in order to get a good picture of what's really happening, right? Think about it. It's like I've watched a lot, contained a lot of information, which I do. Not to be clairvoyant, but what's important sticks. And I will be watching a lot of channels, and then I'd see a content provider and they'll say stuff like, I'll just make up something, not so much as what they actually said, but they'll say stuff like, oh, if you don't like my content, or if you don't like it, go to hell, or, or, or some provocative, discussing thing. And I'm thinking to myself, like, after you say that and say certain things, right? Do you go back on your following and see how many people have dropped off? Because maybe you're speaking to one person, but 135,000 people have heard it, and then you maybe lost like 35,000 followers because 35,000 don't like the way you presented your statement to that one person you wanted to get to, right? And then if I was that one person that somebody wanted to get to, I'd be like, look at it want to get to me. So that even that one person is not even feeling the effect of your 35,000 people that you lost trying to throw a low blow. So for me, it doesn't really make any sense. But for them, it does. They figure as long as they get through whatever they want to get through, who cares what somebody else hears, right? There'll be people that, they'll say stuff. They'll say, it looks like, I thought I was a person to say anything, but I think I'm more guarded than most of the people out there. And I find that no one takes nothing seriously. If you even give them a job, a great job, they just go at it like an animal. They don't really have any kind of substance to them. They're just like, fuck, F this, F, I read this. Even when they're at work, regardless of what kind of surroundings they're in, there are just some people that are like that, right? That's why they would like to drug you and MK Ultra you and use you to do things and then point their fingers at you. But I'm a person, I only own what I do, right? So if somebody comes along and tranquilize, drug me, do anything, strip me naked, put me in the street, doesn't matter. To me, it's like I am not, it's a NA, non associated, because that's not me. And I wouldn't do that to myself. And there is no way any person that claims to have any kind of authority can come and convince me different. Because I know me, right? And the picture that they're trying to portray, I would understand that they want to portray, oh, she's unstable because I want to keep her money. Whatever, whatever is good for them. But me, everyone there in that situation are sick, including the authorities that would even look at somebody that is ill and not want to speak to the other person. And then again, there's no reason for anyone, some of them walking around. You're not questioned. Why would anybody want to question me? Why? You only question a suspect, a criminal. I'm not a criminal. I'm not a suspect. Why would anybody, come to me and question me about what? So it's like all of their things that they're trying to put out there and say and what's not, it's really irrelevant to me, non-associated. That's why I could sit back and look and watch all this video and hear all these things, and it's still not associated because it's not me. I do not do these things. And there's some that come on like commentators, well, you this and you have been going through this since you were young. But I'm saying to myself, like, you don't know because I'm older than you, right? So how could you know what I was going through when I was young? Oh, you've been going through this from you're young, right? And you're just 20 something years old. Isn't that something? And I've been going through this thing. Now let me talk to you and tell you what I've been going through. No, you've been going through this. How did you figure? Did somebody tell you that? Did you investigate? How do you know? Did they tell you and you're keeping that information for yourself? I understand. They want me to go through 10 years of listening to YouTube or listening to this in order to get myself together. All I need is money. And I am OUT. Out of here. I don't need to hear nothing about this and that. I'm a different type of person. Like most people figure, oh, I'm at this age. No, I'm on this age. I'm going back. I'm relaxing. I'm chilling. Regardless of my checkered pants, I got to chill out in the gym somehow. Right? So it's like that. It's like, you know, life, But for me, I'm never gonna give up. I have nothing to give up for. I have only something to gain and win and go forward with, right? Certain things I cannot, I never, like, certain things that I cannot control, I don't bother with them. I'm not gonna go crazy because somebody changed some paperwork and did some fraud and so on and so forth, No, I'm just gonna get myself together and I'll be leaving. And when the narcissists realize that they will never see me again, that's when they're gonna know who I am. Right? Anyways, take care. Have a good day and a lot of love. Only love goes out there, right? And light. All right, take care and have a good day, and I'll see you again on something new. New. Bye.